buy it. So we've been taking partials all the way up. And then after we pulled back here, we got long at 59. Never got the additional longs off at 57, but it's turned out to be a pretty huge trade. Just a reminder of what my longer term objective is. That was said down here is I'm looking for a retest of the 78 level, which is the same level that happened the last time the U.S. Had a mission to take out the nuclear bunkers in Iran. So here we go. So this is my target. After this, I think we could resume the bear market and even take out these lows, but let's trade what's in front of us. Now I want to go to the dollar because I want to present both cases because I was mainly thinking of one case after we took out this 96.20 level. So you could see it on the monthly. This was a trend line everyone was looking at. Let me tighten it up. Okay. So, it goes back to 2011 and we held it here, barely held it here. So this is a break of trend that goes back 14, 15 years. So this is the bearish case that we're headed towards all kinds of objectives, down here. 90 is one I've heard talk about. Um, Dave, I think, is talking about 80-ish down here. And, it helps to have taught people some of the things that I use in the market, and they've learned from me. So I was leaning this way on the bear case, but they pointed something out to me that I have to give some validity to. Great to be in a community where people claim I've taught them how to trade. So sometimes it takes a different set of eyes, but here's the bull case. Weekly divergence going back, quite a ways here in this bottoming process. And the bull case is that we have a weekly divergence. We have drive one, we have drive two, which took out the low and diverge, and we just put in a third drive. Okay, so you're going to need, this is a weekly chart, some type of green candle to go with it. If you really want confirmation, we have to recapture 97 for the bull case. And then you could, plus, who's long now that they've taken out? I tried it here and got out right away, only lost 30 pips. I was short up here and covered at, the 97 level. And yeah, I wish I would have held the shorts. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't live there. But now we have a couple of inside days here. So the most bullish thing it could do tomorrow would be to take out these lows here and then finish up and above 97. But it may take a few weeks for us to know. I mean, there still is not any divergence on the 4-hour. Look at these confirmed lows, right? Um, so on the 30-minute, we could start to get some divergences if we take out this low. And every once in a while, an aberrational move like this, like a breakdown with a gap, that, it just surprises people. It's so ugly, you almost have to buy it. So, I'm attempting a couple of currency trades here. Also wanted to show, talked about it in the room. Look at where Euro was rejected. I had this line drawn, and when I was on with Maggie last Friday, I go, well, God, we could go to 120.80, and that I said that can't. That seems a lot lower. The Dixie would translate to a lot lower than 97, so it has 95 and a half. The only thing I don't like about the euro is that we have confirmed highs on both the daily and on the 4-hour. So maybe we have to do another trip up here. Um, maybe up 121, maybe 120, make new highs, and begin to diverge. So that's the way I see it. Also, cable held up better. Um, 38. We could have divergences here as well. Japanese yen, I don't know what to do with, and I'm short Aussie against 71 with tolerance right around here. So I'm in the commodity currency short Aussie, long Canada, and I'm not going to, my style. If I have some partials, even yesterday I traded Canada for 30 pips. So while this pattern is developing, I'm going to be a guerrilla warrior and bring the register as usual. Take partials, protect. If I hadn't had that strategy in copper when I was selling the market up here, and then we had a false breakdown, so I had partials. Always bring your stops to BE. And any call you see me make here in the room is after you see I take partials, then what you have to do is move your stop to BE. So you don't get blown up like this could have done in copper. So it's a daily look like. I think we took out the highs by quite a bit. Wow. Boy, was I wrong about this one. Okay. So that's where I'm sitting right now. Let's look at see what the S&Ps, NASDAQ's under a lot of pressure. Um, Look at that. I know Microsoft is getting hammered, and the S&Ps are unchanged. So again, I put out a tweet. When you think about the S&Ps, guys, here was a high in October. All right, it was 69.10. So for 3 months, with all this bullishness and the greedometer at extremely bullish, which is bearish, uh, in 3 months we picked up 70 handles. That's one good day. So can you spell distribution? I know a lot of people think it's just up, up, and away. I'm still not there. I don't buy it. So, take a look at some of the heavyweights like NVIDIA. I don't know. Takes a lot of capital. They've done everything. They let them sell their chips to China. They bought that company. And I still think that we have to trade down here before we have a low in the market. Okay, here's the MAG 7, you know, similar to NVIDIA. Under 62, we have problems. Broadcom, is trying to give us a false breakdown. I don't believe it. And the big loser really has been Palantir. Look at that. We're right at a neckline on Palantir. So I'm sure the CEO will be complaining about people who are shorting the stock. But this is a big trade. It's about $60, this range, 210, 150, 6, could give you 90 in Palantir. And Uber, which, I was shorting all last year, still pretty ugly, you know, down 20% or so. I wouldn't buy it here. Maybe one more low and we could have a 3. Bitcoin, I know everyone wants to still sell a rally. There is the potential of a 3 down here. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. And I don't think that would take out the 80,000 level, but I still think that's what needs to happen to clear out this low and diverge because this is a confirmed low. So I still remain negative on Bitcoin. And that's going to be a wrap. Invite you to check into our room. There's a lot of great stuff going on in here. This is where I post. It's pretty active. Not everything's a trade. It's also presenting what I presented here. Only, you have a little bit more commentary with the things that I'm doing here. And the general room, let me tell you something. We have some great traders. DSR is attempting a silver short. I'll show you why it's doing it. Because when you look at look at that parabola. Okay, so first of all, this hasn't happened in a long time in silver. Look at this. It's the first 4 hours. Here we confirmed, right? On this first wave up. Look at this. We can't get over 70, and we've had a pretty good move here. So I don't know, maybe this is drive two. On the 30-minute, it actually looks like we could have a three drive right here. So that's why DSR is trying it up here. Not a bad shot. Let's see what happens with the gold silver ratio if it could hold, because it does look like it's trying to bottom, which implies silver beginning to underperform gold. So sideways is what we've had for a while. Here's the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty key day. That's when we peaked at about 118 in silver. And the gold silver ratio is not making new lows, but silver continuing to make new highs because gold has been a rocket ship and actually keeping pace now with silver. So keep an eye on it. I think I'm going to sell some more physical. And that's a wrap for me today. We'll see how the markets close on a Friday. The way the oil market is acting, I would say a military strike is not that far away. And I hope that the U.S. is not underestimating the fact that China gets a majority of its oil from two countries that were intervening in Venezuela and now especially Iran. I've heard reports that they've sent over ships at a very quick pace filled with military equipment. They're not just going to stand aside and not support Iran. That's my view. So let's hope for peace and hope for the Iranian people they could have better lives than they've had for 40 years. And remember, most of all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Nothing wrong with taking a partial on the crude from the 59 buy. Hold your core. I want you still to be long something should we get up to that 78 level where you could clear the